You are watching live now. I'm Austin Westfall. We have been tracking the Middle East closely, and we were about to go to our overnight playlist, but we just got some breaking news in from President Trump. He just sent this out on Truth Social, saying if Iran doesn't fully open without threat the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from this exact point in time, the United States of America will hit and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. That's all it says. Thank you for your attention to this matter, the president wraps by saying. So again, the president apparently putting a 2-day deadline on Iran to fully open one of the world's biggest choke points for the global supply chain. The president just sent this out moments ago on Truth Social. We have been tracking updates all day today. We also learned that the Trump administration is going to be lifting sanctions on Iranian oil stranded at the sea under a 1-month license. The president announcing that effort in a deal to ease some of the energy concerns and energy market frustrations. A lot of people facing some of that pain at the pump. The president ultimately giving Iran this 2-day deadline, no doubt, because he wants to see the strait flow so that the world's oil and supply systems can return to a more normal state. Gas prices here at home have been one of the biggest uphill battles relating to the war in the Middle East. A live look at the White House approaching 8 p.m. in the nation's capital. Live look at Tel Aviv, where it's approaching 2 a.m. It's the overnight hours there in the Middle East. So it appears, according to this 48-hour deadline, that it's going to be the early morning hours of Monday in the Middle East is when this deadline is going to hit. So again, I'll just read it. If Iran doesn't fully open without threat the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from this exact point in time, the USA will hit and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest one first.
All right, now to a Michigan-based medical giant hacked amid the war in Iran.
Stryker has fallen victim to a cyber attack causing a devastating global outage to their operations.
A sign on the door of the Portage headquarters telling employees that they're closed, urging them to stay off their phones. This morning, employees logged onto their devices to find the flag of an Iranian-affiliated hacker group who has claimed responsibility for the attack.
Cybersecurity experts are calling this a new reality directly tied to the escalating conflict in the Middle East. 7 News Detroit reporter Ruta Alsanaida has more on how Stryker is responding and spoke with an expert about the risks for cyber attacks.
Stryker is one of the world's largest manufacturers of medical technology and one of the largest companies in the state of Michigan. And when employees attempted to access their devices on Wednesday, they were met with memorabilia and flags tied to an Iranian-affiliated hacking group.
You know, right now, the Iranian missiles and drones obviously can't reach us. So how do you inflict pain? This is the best way to do it.
Cybersecurity expert and managing partner of N1 Discovery in Troy, Scott Bailey, says the cyber attack Stryker experienced Wednesday was not one where hackers demanded money for the safe return of data, but instead a cyber attack that looked to cause the most destruction.
This was what's called a wiper attack. So once the threat actors got into their system, their total goal was just destruction. So all they did was wipe the data off of all of these systems.
Data wiped and branding reportedly left behind from the hacker group Handala.
They're a Palestinian hacktivism group that is obviously now aligned with Iran.
Stryker employs over 50,000 people worldwide and about 1,000 at their world headquarters in Portage, Michigan, near Kalamazoo. There, employees were met with this sign on doors Wednesday, telling them the building was closed for the day and to please stay off the network and refrain from using your computer and connecting to Wi-Fi. In a statement, Stryker told us in part, quote, Stryker is experiencing a global network disruption to our Microsoft environment as a result of a cyber attack. attack. We have no indication of ransomware or malware and believe the incident is contained.
This is not just give them a few days and they're going to be up and running. They are going to be recovering from this probably for several months. If you're a global company and you don't have confidence in your cybersecurity measures, this would definitely be a wake-up call.
I'm Rudolph Snyder reporting 7 News Detroit.
Definitely a wake-up call. Thank you, Rudolph.
Hey YouTube world, Harvest is Plenty. Thanks for stopping by to check out the video. Today is March 22nd, 2026. And I saw a headline that I want to share with you guys. Not that I'm trying to cause fear, spread fear, or doom and gloom, but it's something that I want to bring to your attention. And you may already be aware of it. But President Donald Trump, as you saw in the intro, he has given Iran 48 hours to open up the Strait of Hormuz, or he threatens to knock down their energy grids. Iran says if the U.S. or Israel does that, they will retaliate by attacking the U.S. energy grid and water systems. So here are the headlines. Here's the first one. Iran threatens to retaliate against Gulf energy and water after Trump ultimatum. Here's the next headline. Iran warns it will hit desalination plants if U.S. strikes its power grid. This article is also dated today, March 22nd, 2026. And here's a little bit what it says here. Right at the top, it says Iran's military said it will target energy, IT, and water infrastructure if the U.S. follows through on threats to attack Iranian power plants, raising the stakes in the Strait of Hormuz. And a little bit below that, it goes on to talk about the different plants and stuff that they could hit in America, and the economic impact that will cause if America's grid goes down and blah, blah, blah. So my question for you, here's the question. If that happens in 48 hours, are you ready? Are you prepared? For most people, the answer is no. But I hope for you, my dear listeners, who've been following me for a while, and I'm sure you guys have been listening to other channels as well, that you guys have prepared something to at least last a couple of weeks. You know, as I was reading this article and listening to some things, it got me thinking about the Luciferian plan to take the grid down. It has always been a part of their plans because they need the grid to come down, because they need to put up a new financial system, a new supply chain system, a new communication system, a new tracking system, so on and so forth. They got to get things ready for the beast, for when the Antichrist takes the throne. So that's always been a part of their plan. A couple of weeks ago, there was an article that was out about NFL quarterback Tom Brady. Ex-NFL quarterback Tom Brady, about how his bunker has finally been finished and is ready to go 100%. Some of you guys may have seen that. A lot of the rich and famous have built bunkers, and their bunkers are ready to go. Think about that. So the question remains, are you ready? Are you prepared? 48 hours is what? Monday night, Tuesday? What if Thursday the grid goes down and says down for 2 weeks? Will you be able to last? 3 weeks? 4 weeks? A month? Month and a half? 2 months? How long could you last? I've put up numerous videos talking about these things. Do you have water? Do you have food? Do you have medical supplies? Do you know how to use those medical supplies? Do you have a communication plan? If your parents are out of town, your children, your spouse, your aunt, your favorite uncle, your nieces, your nephews, say they're on a field trip, they're visiting relatives, they're away at college, or at a game or somewhere, and the grid goes down, how will you get in contact with them? Do they even know what to do? Have you ever spoken to them about it? Will they know how to get back home? Do you know your neighbors? There's strength in numbers. I've always talked about that. There's going to be a lot of people behaving badly if the grid goes down or when it goes down. A lot of people will be behaving badly because a lot of people are just not prepared. And then that's the criminal element. The psychos that are out there looking to rape, rob, and pillage. They will try to take advantage of the situation too. Because remember, 911 systems will be down. So you will have to become your own first responder. No one is coming to help you. Cell phones won't work. So there's nobody for you to even call. What will you do? Now, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to pump fear. This is not doom and gloom. This is reality. Klaus Schwab already warned everyone that the grid was going to go down from a major cyber attack. And I'm going to re-put that message from Klaus Schwab at the end of this video. So going back to my original question, are you ready? Are you prepared? Do you have cash on you? Because if the grid goes down, your credit cards and debit cards will not work. I know people to this day still do not carry cash. It's like a religion for them. I will not carry cash. So I'm not sure what they're going to do when their credit cards and their debit cards don't work. It's best that you get prepared. Now, I'm not saying anything is going to happen next week. Maybe Trump is just bluffing. Maybe Israel will not attack Iran's energy grid. But if they do, and maybe Iran is bluffing, maybe Iran don't even have the capability to affect the U.S. system. Apparently, there was an attack on Stryker, and they said Iran did it. Now, the U.S. could take down their own grids and blame it on Iran, blame it on Russia, blame it on China. Because the plan has always been for the grids to come down. If the grid goes down, and it will at some point, I'm not saying it's going to happen next week. I'm not saying it's going to happen next month. It may not even happen this year. It may not even happen next year. But at some point, it's going to go down. And you and I, we will not be warned when this happens. But when it does, will you be ready? Will you be able to survive? If not, you guys need to put a plan together and get ready. I love you guys. I will continue to pray for you all. You all pray for me and mine. I'll be back with more content. Talk to you soon. God bless.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack.